everybody? Welcome back to Neptune Straight Talk. We are live on the 1st of March on a Wednesday night on Facebook, and I am your host, Dave Sweat.
I am your co-host, John Barbario.
He hates this.
It's actually my favorite thing in the world.
It really is.
I hope you keep doing it.
Okay.
Over and over.
I will. So
That'll get them to stop, folks. That's the way to make that stop.
Now, what? Reverse child psychology on me?
I have to, because I told you I didn't like it when you called me Jonathan, and you can't get enough of calling me Jonathan. That is not my real name, folks. John is my name on my birth certificate. John. And I'm not a fan of silent letters, and I have to have one in my name. They're just useless.
That's not what I heard.
They're useless. You've heard that I like silent letters?
What?
Huh?
I heard that you like silent letters? No, I heard you like Jonathan.
No.
That's
Very much not.
No.
Very much not.
okay. I would just make it.
Shitty name. Sorry to all you Jonathans out there, but your name sucks. Mine is much better.
Okay.
Just straightforward, John.
I
like to make enemies in at least the first 2 minutes.
Yeah,
of the
but
show.
your mom looked at you and was like,
What up, Scott?
he won't be able to spell it. Let's just short it to John.
It's very possible. It's very possible. But you did mention March 1st, spring is in the air.
Spring is in the air.
It is. It's very cold and rainy and miserable out right now.
Yes.
It wasn't a bad day.
Hey, Val.
What's up, Val? Welcome to the show. Dave, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, guys?
Well, go ahead, spring man.
No, it's just
exciting.
Spring. I'm excited. It's not spring yet. It's miserable out right now.
I mean,
It's gonna be a bad week,
spring,
but the temperature is gonna be going up. So
yeah,
we got that coming.
I mean,
right before the blizzard.
We kind of skipped right over frickin'.
Well, north of us,
Right.
this last little storm that we had over the weekend, north of us got like 6 inches of snow. We got nothing. Bupkis,
Yeah, well, that's
as I like to say.
Okay, but that's not a word. And
Bupkis?
yeah, I mean,
It's totally a
it's
name.
not a
a
it's
word.
not a frequently used word.
No, listen, that's what makes it special. That's why I brought it out for the people. I bring the special words out for the people, right, Kelly?
Sorry.
I would just like to
no, you
say,
weren't ready for it. I busted that out of nowhere.
I would just like to say yes, Val. Let's go Rangers.
Yes,
I mean,
New York Rangers
Yeah.
on their way to the Stanley Cup.
Didn't they just trade from somebody from
They just got Patrick Kane for nothing,
for nothing?
for a bunch of.
Is that a
late draft
phenomenal
picks.
move? I mean, hit me.
He's 34 years old, so in hockey years he's
90.
an old man.
Okay.
He's
And his-
good. He's good for this year.
His numbers have declined,
Right.
but the people he's been playing with aren't exactly the most stellar of hockey players. So the hope is that he comes to the Rangers
Right.
with the great group of guys that we have,
Okay.
and finds his old form. He's a former MVP. He's won the Stanley Cup, so he knows how to do it.
Well, we can stay in New York a little bit because our Knicks are doing phenomenal.
They are.
And I don't want to jinx them by any stretch.
Brunson.
Brunson and wait, Josh Hart.
Josh Hart was a big. I mean, and that Brunson loved that move too.
Dude, he reminds
Picked him up
me.
even
He
more.
reminds me of. He's word number 3. Ironically, he reminds me of John Starks.
Okay.
Just how he plays hard on both ends of the floor. Not the greatest kind of streaky shooter,
Right.
But he gets hot and he gets hot. He's not a prolific scorer by any stretch.
And Amy says, "Go Knicks." What's up, Amy?
Yeah, hey Aim, what's up? But yeah, they're playing good ball, man, and it's defense.
Right, but I'm negative me. I've seen
Yeah,
this.
I
I've seen this before.
Jinx them.
I've seen this before. They get to the playoffs and something happens. But there's different personnel now.
Let's go Pistons, Scott says.
Yeah, he's from Montrose, Michigan.
Yeah, that's what's up, yo. Support
He's
your
a
team.
Detroit Lion fan.
Yeah, oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're turning their
dude. He's got some. You got some good seasons coming. You keep that crazy ass coach. You got. He's obviously doing something right. He's pushing the buttons. Yeah, he's gonna
responding.
bite off kneecaps and.
But
shit.
Dan Campbell. That's the kind of guy where it could turn in a second, man.
Yeah.
People could get sick of his shit real quick.
Yeah, but I mean.
But it's looking up, so let's not be negative
Right.
about it. Let's not be negative about the Detroit Lions.
that's
They've
that
had
side
too
of
much
the table.
too much negativity as it is over the years.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Golf is a beast. Stop it, Scotty. He's okay. He's a solid quarterback.
No. He,
Beast.
I mean, he got the LA to the damn Super Bowl.
There was a lot of pieces.
That
on
wasn't. They averaged like 28 points a game that year, and he just ran into a Bill Belichick defense.
No, I'm definitely a hater when it comes
And
to golf.
still
but
should have won that.
He's a good quarterback.
Was the final score like 13-9, some dumb shit like that? What was it? What was the score when the Patriots beat them?
Oh god,
Very low score.
Yeah, very low.
Yeah, so I mean, and then now he's got the vote of confidence from his coach, man. He's playing ball.
That's it.
Got some weapons.
Listen,
Doing all right.
he is.
But Steelers, baby, shut all up.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Garbage team.
Yeah. So getting into our
Not like the New York Football Giants.
yeah. I mean, you better sign both of those dudes, dude.
I don't know. I'm hearing Saquon's going to go to Dallas, which scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I'm hoping not. Hoping not. And then Daniel Jones wants $45 million a year. He can go. You know what he could do with that?
Amy's front running. She's a Memphis fan because of John Morant.
I mean,
he is a baller.
Dude,
He's fun to watch, but to say you're a Memphis fan, it's like,
she didn't read the article. Morant, there's an article that just came out like a couple hours ago. Morant was involved in something in the offseason last season where he punched a 17-year-old in the face on a basketball court, and now he's getting sued, and he's suing back. And there was another incident too, so he might be in a little. NBA has like zero tolerance policy with stuff like that.
yeah, but he ain't.
So he might be heading for trouble.
And he probably should have punched him in his face. Just
Well,
how
it went was Ja checked the ball to him
right?
real hard, like checked it real hard. So the kid wasn't going to take any gruff and checked it real hard back. And the story is it went through Ja's hands and hit him in the chin. And then him and his friend jumped the 17-year-old kid. Got him on the ground.
I mean, allegedly.
No, there's police report and all that.
I mean, allegedly.
Okay. Yeah, allegedly. We don't. I guess
Yeah,
we don't
you
know the
can't
facts.
say
I'm just saying it was a report.
I wouldn't dare.
Just saying it was a report.
I mean, I think he can handle a 17-year-old by himself. But
Who knows?
But when you're his friends and he's paying for everything you got, I'd jump somebody too.
It's a crazy story. Look it up, you Morant.
I would definitely jump somebody. It's like, damn, he got my rent, my car payment. Oh, I'm gonna fuck this kid up. You don't ever throw a ball at John like that.
It's my meal ticket, damn it.
Yo, what? Shit, you gotta protect that shit.
That's it. And we have a big event coming up this weekend, this Sunday in Belmar, the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Okay, yeah. Try not to get drunk at 8 a.m., please.
Listen.
Because by noon, you're the ones that are like, you're half dressed and you're talking about...
They pay the price for it.
Yeah, I know, but they
You see
pay
the
the price.
roadways littered
no,
with people who couldn't
Drink
have
responsibly, people. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a great day. I've been there. I've been drunk at 9 o'clock. But I knew 12 it was over.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't drink from 9 to 9.
But
Take a chill pill.
if you want to drink from 1 to 9,
Yeah.
on Saturday, Springles
Yeah.
in Neptune
All right.
is doing an event, St. Patrick's Day practice, I believe they call it.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. We were supposed to be, but other things happened, and
That's it.
we were unable to do it. So, but there's going to be other.
There's going to be from starts at 1 with Jay and Amy.
Yeah.
This is Saturday, March 4th at Springles.
That's right.
It starts at 1 with Jay and Amy.
Shout out Sprinkles.
Then you got a bunch of acts, and it ends with the Mama Boys late at night. I think they come on at like 9. So shout out to Springles. Good luck. I may stop in and see what the hell's going on there. Yeah, no, it's phenomenal. I can't get enough. I'm sure the people love it too.
I'm just giving them shout outs.
Awesome.
And that's my way of shouting out.
Appreciate it.
Because, literally shouting out would be like, Sprinkles!
Yeah, I guess. No, it's perfect. I think it accentuates everything we need.
My point exactly.
Perfect.
And if you feel you guys want more of those, just let me know. Give them right to you. Okay, on to our first story, which is kind of pretty
Why don't you hit
serious.
the damn button again? What's up, Kat? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Kat? We had this terrible tragedy happen.
Gotta get serious.
in Newark, New Jersey, with 12-year-old Elijah Jordan Brown Garcia. It's a lot of names, but that's his name. He died of a apparent cardiac arrest on a practice football field, and 12 years old.
Playing rec football.
Playing rec football, and none of the coaches, the parents, any adult in the at the practice knew CPR, and it took the EMS, according to reports, EMS 30 minutes to get there. And when you're dealing with the heart and the heart stoppage, and nobody knows CPR, the brain is the most important thing. Oxygen to the brain, and seconds mean brain activity, literally. And if you take 30 minutes of him not breathing,
Right.
and nobody knew CPR, it was pretty bleak from that point on.
And to not have the proper equipment,
Right.
to not have any of that, and schools have that stuff.
Right.
Those kind of formal sports teams have that. But when you're talking about rec
You're
league,
talking about defibrillators.
right, defibrillators,
Yeah, right.
CPR training,
Right.
all that kind of stuff.
That's important.
That's provided to all these schools.
Right.
It's mandatory. And these rec leagues, they're on their own. They're on their own. And there was a chance in 2015, there was a bill that was in front of Governor Chris Christie, where
Boo.
it would have given defibrillators to all these leagues, rec leagues. They would have all been required.
It would have been a requirement.
Would have been a requirement that they have this stuff. And he vetoed the bill. I don't know the whole story behind it. Maybe it was lumped in with some other things or whatever. But he vetoed the bill. And
Isn't it crazy?
Boo-boo.
Isn't it crazy when lives can be saved? There's more red tape.
it's kids' lives too. We're talking about kids' lives.
Anybody's lives.
Yeah.
Everybody should know CPR. And John has done his homework, because John is going to give a little.
So you're gonna get a little lesson right now.
real quick lesson for
Real
those
quick.
who listen. If you listen now, you're listening live.
It's easy.
Or you listen later.
Yeah,
Take a listen.
it's easy. It's not that difficult. You can Google this yourself if
Yes.
if you don't catch what I'm
Exactly.
saying. Place person on their back on a firm surface. If they're on their side, you want to make sure they're on their back before you start doing anything, and make sure the surface is firm. 30 chest compressions, and CPR has changed a lot over the years.
It's
So-
hands only mostly. It's hands only.
Right. When it used to be breaths,
Right.
mixed in pretty much half and half.
Right.
So 30 chest compressions, and it's two hands. You want your shoulders lined up above your hands. You want them in line with your hands on the chest, and you're pushing down 30 times, not over and over again, overly rapidly. You want to make sure the chest rises after each compression. You want to push down, make sure the chest rises back up, push down, make sure the chest rises back up. So you're doing that, and then you give 2 breaths. After the 30 compressions,
30 compressions.
you give 2 breaths. You make sure the head is tilted, so you open the airway, and allow each breath should last about 1 second, and make sure the chest rises when you give that breath.
I have to interrupt you real quick,
Sure.
because that is on an adult. Okay, there's different methods for younger children
Absolutely.
with obviously smaller rib cages and all that stuff. So an infant is 4 fingers. So you're actually pushing in the middle of the chest cavity with just your fingers. This will break the ribs.
Absolutely. Break the
Okay,
sternum.
30 compressions on a 2 to, I believe, 9-year-old. No, 2 to 5-year-old, depending on the size.
And for those of you that really want to look into this, Val has posted the link to the American Red Cross, and they offer training. They're right in Tinton Falls. You can go right on the website and sign up for training.
It's important, ladies and gentlemen. We have family gatherings. We have
Something can happen at literally any moment.
anywhere, and you could possibly save a life with a short class. It's fairly simple, and everybody always thinks, I ain't put my lips on no stranger. It's more chest compressions. You're trying to get the heart pumping, the blood flowing.
30 compressions, 2
right,
breaths.
which is going to get your lungs moving. So your heart first. Don't worry about putting your lips on a dirty son of a person, whatever. But it's about saving lives. So if
That's it.
Right.
And I have a friend who was telling me that he read this story on his own.
Right.
And he noticed at work, he works at this corporation, there's about 70 people in the building.
Mm-hmm.
There's of all shapes, sizes, ethnicities.
Yeah.
There's no defibrillators, there's no training or anything. So he actually sent an email to his bosses. And this is all you really have to do if you notice at your workplace. And you have a decent boss
Right.
who cares about, I guess, lawsuits and whatnot.
Okay. Well,
Because now they have defibrillators in. They have 3 defibrillators in the building, and they have CPR training coming in, Heimlich maneuver, which is very important as well. I don't have the details on that, but if I remember correctly, it's the hand over the fist, below the sternum, and you want to go up and in.
What you talking about? The Heimlich.
The Heimlich.
Yeah, yeah. Germans did something right.
Hey, they know how to open an airway.
Somebody somewhere is saying, "What did you say?"
What did you say?
Sorry. So, yeah, am I allowed to do that? Am I allowed to do German?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. The crowd will have to let us know. I don't know. I'm sure that could be.
Schnell!
Yeah, I'm sure someone could be offended by that.
Eins, fein, sein.
Yeah, I mean, then you escalate it.
Oh, Pfaffennugen.
Yeah, there you go.
Volkswagen.
That's Swedish.
Yeah. Oh, it is?
I believe so. Farfignugan?
Farfig.
Farfignugan is German?
Well, Volkswagens are German.
Okay.
Pfaffennugen is definitely German.
Is it really?
Pfaffennugen.
You
Come
learn
on.
something new when you watch a
Yeah.
show. Even when you're on the show, you learn something.
Their language sounds dirty. It just sounds like everything is mean.
What did I say it wrong, Scott? Defibrillator?
Defibrillator.
I said defibrillator.
Defib.
Yeah, I forgot the R. Thanks for
That was a
pointing
little.
that out.
See, that's a and it's a
Thanks for pointing
defib. The lie.
That's it.
Right in the middle of that D lie.
Defibrillator.
Yeah, defibs.
Get a defib.
He lied about the word.
Anyway,
Oh, that's very
all these
important.
youth leagues should have these things.
Oh, no doubt. And
I don't know how it's not a
at
necessity.
least one coach or an assistant or somebody should know CPR.
Absolutely.
Should be a requirement.
Well, that's
Absolutely.
what I was just going to test on. I mean, I know in rec leagues, the licensing for coaches is not what it is when you play in like club and travel, but I mean, it should be required that an adult that knows CPR
If you're
is on
supervising
at all
children,
times. Yeah.
yeah.
The coach's literal response was, "We're not CPR certified."
And I believe Elijah's parents that's something they're fighting for now.
Right.
Oh, no doubt. I mean,
It shouldn't be a fight anymore. It's a shame
Right.
something like this has to happen to bring a light to it, but maybe other kids are saved because of it. So,
it's like the four-way stop, dude. They just don't put the traffic light until there's many deaths.
right.
It's like-
And
they
around
just-
here, I don't know how we've reached the limit at some of these.
Oh god, they just wait. We'll continue to wait until bad shit happens to slowly change.
Well, speaking of that, real quick, for all our local people, Route 66 is getting a redesign.
Okay.
That strip between Wayside and I guess Jumping Brook,
Jumping Brook Road.
where it's single
The
each
worst.
direction, single lane in each direction. There's no median. There's no protection whatsoever. So they're going to put a median in, and it's going to be 2 lanes in either direction. And they're getting rid of a lot of traffic lights. They're going to be roundabouts. So that's going to be real interesting. Like the interchange with Asbury Avenue and Wayside and
Yeah.
Route 66.
I-
That's going to become a roundabout.
I grew up in this area, and I avoid 66 by any means.
Right.
Just I'll go across. I'll take Green Grove to come in the back of Walmart instead of going up 60.
Well, you have 2 businesses where people don't know how to read signs coming out of the exit, and it's both no left turns, and that's where all the accidents happen. Coming out of Wawa, someone making a left turn, or coming out of Walmart, someone making a left turn onto this highway. And you got people
Hey, what's
flying.
up, Grant?
Speed limit's 50 miles an hour, so people
Yeah.
are going 55, 60. What's up, Grant?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to.
You missed my lesson on CPR. You're going to have to go back and, listen to it. It was very exciting. Doesn't need to be exciting. It just needs to be out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Just needs to be out there.
Right. Go ahead.
Val just wants to know if anyone is listening from Neptune Soccer. She's curious if any of the coaches need to be CPR training.
Okay, that's out there. So if you're listening, if you're watching, if you're not, look into it. She
I know.
posted a website.
I know Neptune Warriors is a big one around here.
Yeah.
So maybe we can hear from one of those guys.
Yeah.
Maybe someone from that group.
It's just important, especially if you're going to be around kids from all age groups.
Right.
He was 12 years old, and
And he didn't necessarily have to die. There could have been things done.
right.
And the ambulance taking 30 to 40 minutes, and they closed that case. They've been reached out to county things,
Yeah.
and the ambulance service referred them to the police. The
Yeah.
police referred them to the county, and the county said there's no investigation going on right now.
Wow.
It's considered a closed matter.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's not always the time to place blame on somebody. It's unfortunate. And this is what we're talking about it for. Short class, and you could save a life. Then we won't have to have the blame game
Right.
when somebody loses their life. This is unfortunate, and nobody should be blamed or reprimanded. It's just it's
Do better.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you know, learn something new. And like you said, John, it sucks that it takes a tragedy
It always does,
to
though.
get, put
It
us in
always
line,
does,
but it
though.
does.
Every single time. Never fails. Never fails. When it's so easy,
All right.
and it could have been done years ago. This, like,
Yeah.
how do you pass on this bill?
Governor Christie did.
Yeah.
That's our you know, our legislature.
Save some money.
Come on, man.
Save some money.
And when it has to do with it, that's like common sense. Like, you know, it saves lives. A defibrillator.
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 Defibrillator?
Defibrillator is, you know, that should be in every school and on every bus, on every field. You know what I mean? I mean, if we ain't learned nothing from the Buffalo guys,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, his life could have been over right there, and it's
Easily.
due to the trained staff.
And if he was in Newark,
Right.
it would have been over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
He was lucky. He had very
Right.
well trained staff that
Right.
were immediately to this guy's
On
aid.
it. On it. Seconds mean brain activity.
And he might come back to football, which
Time is brain.
good for
Yeah,
good for
fine.
him. But I don't know if I'd be brave enough after my heart stopped to get
Yes.
back on that football field.
Exactly. Oh, dude.
I don't know if I'd be brave enough to do it.
I don't
I'd
know.
be like, my career might be over. Maybe I could be an advocate for
You just be
something.
extra careful. You'd be like,
Going to coaching.
you'd be, what the hell was that? Why did my heart feel like that? Yeah.
But he's 24. He's a prime athlete. You know that dude feels invincible. He's like, if I could survive this, you know. And it was such a fluky thing that happened to him.
It was like,
The way cardiac doctors explained it was he had to be hit with the helmet at the perfect
like
spot
an Adam
at the
Splitting.
exact
Like-
moment where the electrical current like
the timing was
was in a certain spot,
Impeccable.
and just got his heart to stop. That was crazy.
Crazy.
But they had the right equipment, they had the right training, and that's all we're asking of people.
Yeah, just be, you know.
If you're in a wreck situation,
Acknowledge yourself.
it's they don't require it. You got kids there. You still should kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's so easy. I learned CPR and just off Google in about 10 seconds.
You know,
that easy.
You don't have to have it. Hands on is always better.
Yep.
let's point that out. But you can learn anything from a
legit
tutorial.
training.
Yeah, yeah,
Practice on your friends.
yeah.
Hey, can I do some CPR on you?
Wow. I think you're just ask them on a date. That's where you're going.
30 compressions.
No.
Then I get my 2 breaths. I just got to get through 30 compressions.
Right. Why are your hands on both of my boobs?
That's how it's done, my dear.
That's how it's done.
This is the training I've received from Pepe Le Pew.
Is there tongue involved in the 2 mouth things? Because I can taste. I can taste what you ate.
This was only supposed to last 1 second. Why are you still here?
I don't. All right. Well, in other news,
In other news, we got
Yes.
some other stuff
Yeah.
going on in Neptune.
Tent City is on the verge of. There's residents complaining. You know, I mean,
A lot of people have heard of Tent City in Lakewood. We have our own version of it.
Right, behind
ShopRite.
ShopRite, where there is approximately 25 adults ranging from 40 to 50 years old. They live in these tents in the woods, and the residents, I
that
mean,
are the surrounding area.
right, I mean, deservingly so, I guess, because if it was across my way, I would be a little weary, but, you know, it's a pretty big wooded area, and they're kind of far away from everybody. But their complaints are, you know, legitimate complaints. One of the women who filed a complaint said that was at one of the meetings, you know, about this, said she saw a dude, you know, defecating in plain sight. So
Right.
he's taking a shit in broad daylight in plain sight. So that's got to be a problem. Trash.
Trash. Right.
I've donated. I'm guilty of donating stuff, putting it on a corner, in the back parking lot of ShopRite, and just leaving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and those water bottles got to go somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right. There's no garbage truck coming up to them so they can dispose of everything
Right.
properly.
They
They,
don't have
try and
any-
do the best they can. And
Maybe the township should put blue and recyclable green and blue bins, and then make that a
it's the
stop.
least they could do because they're not providing beds for these people.
That's a great idea. That's an easy fixed. But
Right.
the residents want, they're not trying to get there, and they understand it. It's hard times on these people. But there's there's false reports out there, like there's kids in there, and there's no kids in there, according to this guy who surveys it and goes in and checks on them. But you better not go back there without them knowing, because they don't play that.
Right. Very protective.
Very protective
It's
of
their,
what,
it's their home.
and they ain't have much, and they don't want nobody coming in on their shit without being invited.
Right.
But the township, I mean, the residents were not so much saying dismantle it. They want a fence put up or trees to hide.
They just don't want to have to look at it.
They don't want to have to look at it, which I understand. Safety first. For their property. So
They want them gone. Is what they want.
yeah.
They don't want them fenced in. They want them gone.
Oh,
They want the problem taken care of.
NIMBY.
And if a van showed up one day and all these guys got in it and it drove away and they didn't know what happened to these people and never saw them again, I think
Right.
they'd be okay with it.
yeah.
But I do understand some of the gripes.
I
mean, one of the
you
things
have
was
to.
they're saying there's a lot of, don't know this for a fact by any means, but they're saying there's a lot of drug use back there. And like the people come out of the woods looking like zombies and stuff like that,
Right.
which homelessness and drug use, there are,
It's hand in hand.
They
pretty
go
much.
together. Not always,
Not
but-
all of them.
but they go together.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend in California who is constantly complaining because in Venice Beach, there's a huge homeless population.
How big?
Huge. And sorry. And they literally poop on the sidewalks. You have to walk over poop, and the government apparently is doing nothing about it.
If any of you homeless people are watching right now, don't shit in plain sight.
Yes. Hide it.
Serious.
Did I miss the joke?
I'm just.
I'm like, where's
I
that
mean, they
going?
could have a generator and a tablet.
They could
Oh
absolutely.
man, this is a new time.
This is 2023.
Word. That's what I'm talking about.
But and a lot of the thing is, why don't these people get out of the woods and get jobs and stuff like that? And I mean, there's a lot of things going against them as
Yeah.
far as that, and a lot of it may be terrible. Like, so my business, this is kind of a little off, but it's I guess similar.
Okay.
So when I was running Breathe Easy, we hired this guy. My dad found this guy who was a recovering alcoholic. And my dad, had his chips and everything. My dad wanted him on his path. He didn't have his own place. He was living with his girl by her good graces, but he had quit drinking. So my dad gave him a chance, and he came on board. And it was about 3 or 4 months in. He was good.
All right.
And then about 3 or 4 months in, we have to do something called on call, where you have to hold the phone for 24 hours a day, and if you get called, you have to go out. So all of a sudden, he'd be calling me up, and he'd start talking about God. Now, I've never dealt with a person who has a raging alcohol problem. So
Right.
I'm like, this is weird. What's going on? And then slowly, like I'd start to smell something. I'm like, is that vodka and cologne? Like, what is that smell? That's horrendous. So one day, trying to get this guy right. Bill, we know something's kind of up. Figure it out. And no one knows this guy, so I have no problem saying his name. He called, and plus he almost screwed me. He almost ended the whole thing for us. So he calls me from a facility, a nursing home one day. A nursing home he had no reason to be at. And he's like, hey, I'm here trying to do this thing. And I knew something was way off. I said, Bill, don't go in. I'm going to come to the facility. I'm going to help you with this. So I drove over there, made sure the van was all locked up, put him in the car, took him home. That was it. I mean, he took my family's life basically in his hands. That could have ended everything for us.
Oh, no
You
doubt.
mess up in one nursing home like that,
Yeah.
could have destroyed the whole company
Yeah,
for us.
yeah.
So it was intolerable. But so that's a kind of a little story of why people are afraid. Like after that, I wouldn't ever try and take a chance on someone who had an issue like that again.
Yeah.
So for people who are like,
It's
oh, these people
unfortunate.
should just get jobs. And what kind of jobs are they going to get? They're going to have to start minimum wage. And yes, they've raised minimum wage. You can get $15 an hour now. It still gets you nothing.
Wait. Let's be clear.
Still gets you nothing.
These aren't people trying to transition out of the woods. They're happy there.
Right.
They don't want to deal with. They like their tent city. There's no. I've seen so many people come out of there. They're content.
Right.
And you know, I mean, a few years back they had the guy burn himself to death with the kerosene heater. Yeah, that was big a few years back. But
Right.
for the most part, that's probably the only incident.
You think they want to live in the freezing cold, in the snow?
I think they've adapted. They've been there through a lot of winters, and thank goodness we've had mild winters.
And 100-degree heat?
Right. So I mean,
Well, I think knowing what their other options are, yes, because they
Yes,
have their
content.
own place,
Yeah.
they're taking care of their own stuff. I
Right.
mean, it's not ideal, but it's better than a shelter in their minds.
in their
Right.
minds, yeah, they have freedom, and they know that it's like literally they have like a mayor, and you know what I mean. The guy okays, and you know you can set up your tent here.
Right.
So it's not. I mean, I really believe.
And why?
I really believe the majority are content being there, but I mean,
And it doesn't matter because there's nowhere for them to go
To
because
go.
Monmouth County
We
has
have no-
40 beds.
we
Has
have no
40
facility.
beds set up for the entire county.
yeah,
Only 3 of those beds are designated for women in the
Yeah.
entire county. So women are screwed.
Right.
Women are completely screwed if they end up in that situation.
yeah,
And this is how weird it is. So you go to Bergen County, right? Bergen County, according to this article, this is all coming from an article that we read in the Coaster. 90-bed emergency shelter they have, and anyone who ends up in that situation, it's like first come, first serve. Whoever needs
Right.
it gets it.
we have a homeless problem.
We can't do 90 beds.
Right.
We
And
have
the guy-
650,000 people in Monmouth County.
The charity person they were talking to, Steve Brigham of Destiny's Bridge in Freehold, he goes to these tent encampments.
Pay my bills. Pay my telephone bills. You
He
said
goes.
Destiny.
He goes to these different encampments. Yeah, I know. I said Destiny, so you had to sing.
Destiny Child. I'm sorry, man. It triggers stuff in my brain.
guess.
I have to
Listen.
let it go.
Listen, but anyway,
Continue.
Bergen County has it right. They have a shelter, and the guy that I was just mentioning says you need at least 100-bed shelter. So why, in the same state, does one county have it right, and Monmouth County, which has tons of money, they can't cry poverty ever? Can't figure out 50 more beds.
Yeah.
So, is what it is. Obviously, you're tuning out.
I'm not
Huh?
doing that.
You just looked up at me like, huh?
I'm reading comments. I'm reading Grant's comments.
Yeah, Grant's going a little nuts here.
Yeah.
So he lives in Denver, Colorado,
Colorado.
and apparently they have these there, and
the mother
they did.
state
He said
for
they dismantle the ones here in Denver every month or 2 for cleaning, and then they just move the people in the tent city just move on down the way.
Right.
He said tons of drug use. There's tents on downtown streets where people are literally getting high in the middle of the day. It's insane.
Wow.
This is Denver, Colorado.
Yeah. Well, that's a little different. This is like a secluded wooded area, so they're like
They're not seen.
right.
You have to go behind ShopRite.
Right, and go
I guess
in
they're
the woods.
They're seen by the residents when it's not summer and the leaves
And
are down.
yeah, the leaves
and
aren't on.
Here are all these people again.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how you fix
I
it.
mean, I wouldn't want it close to me either, but
I'd love to, Grant. You should see my home. I could barely fit the bed that I have in it. He said open 10 beds in your home.
Well, I would just like to say if anybody would like to help or donate to Tent City in Neptune or any other places in Monmouth or Ocean County, please look up Steve Brigham,
That's right.
aka Minister Steve on Facebook, because he is the one who people literally reach out to, and he gets them set up in a location somewhere. So
And he mentioned there are 6 churches in the area that are helping all these people and everything like
there's
that.
drop-off locations for donations. They always have a list of things they need.
right. And how about Neptune Township? Give them like 4 blue garbage bins and make that one of your garbage stops for them to throw their trash in, so there's no accumulation in the woods.
Yeah, let's all try to be a part of the community.
You know what I mean? So let's consider that too. That's an easy fix to stop the pollution, because you just give them a garbage can, they will throw shit away.
Right,
You know, you know what I mean?
right.
Treat them like people.
Treat them like people. They will, they will respond. But we got
I'm going to end on a little lighter note.
Chris Rock is back in the news. He's actually doing his a live special on Netflix this Saturday, the 4th.
And it's the first live
It's
special of its kind.
Right. So he's going live, and he's going to be touching on the Will Smith incident. And
7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, his first. I am so looking forward to this. I am so looking forward to
The
what
slap heard round the
the
world.
slap heard round the world.
There you go. You got it.
I'm but because I can't even watch a Will Smith movie.
Yeah, that really turned you off to him, huh?
It bothers me so much. I can't even watch Suicide Squad. I, Robot.
I mean, your gripes are pretty accurate. His family had to watch that happen.
Right, yeah.
Chris Rock's kids had to watch that happen.
And every time they punch his name into Google, that's
Right, it's gonna pop up as a picture, right?
He's a piece of shit. Like Dave Chappelle said, he wore a mask for 31 years and then he took it off.
Right.
So
Right.
he was putting on a front the whole time.
But that and more on Netflix this
Yes.
weekend, right? It's this weekend?
Yeah, it's this weekend, yes.
I think Saturday night,
Saturday night, the 4th.
10 p.m. Eastern.
Yes. Don't miss it.
Netflix paying us for this? Or
Yeah.
Chris Rock?
Nah,
They could both afford it.
I can't wait to hear his spill on it, though, man. It's going to, man.
Everything he does
He's
is
a
good.
comedian.
You tell me Chris Rock's bad special.
Yeah.
I mean, there's ones that aren't as good as his best
No.
ones, but they're all good.
Chris Rock is great.
Yeah.
He's my second favorite right now.
Right.
Dave Chappelle is above and beyond.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Yeah, his mind is just second to none. The way he starts his routine and he'll end with that first topic.
Right.
It's just a big story, and he's like a puppet master with the crowd. He owns you.
And Grant says, I think his wife was literally driving him insane.
Yeah.
Very popular. I mean, very, very possible.
No doubt. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She laughed. No, he laughed.
Oh,
And then he looked over at her and she did the roll your eyes thing, and then he reacted the way he did. But I'll never forget Chris Rock had his hands, he was so relaxed and had his hands behind his back.
right.
And
Because he's like, what's happening right now?
Right,
This is gonna be silly.
It's silly. Will Smith
Right.
gonna come up and say, "She look good, don't she?"
Get my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Yeah. Come on.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I was like, didn't I text you that night? I'm like, you gotta see what's going on.
You're the one who hit me to
I
it.
turned it on for like 2 seconds. I was like flipping through the channels and
Yeah.
I hit it.
You
And
thought
I'm
it
like,
was a
what the
skit.
hell is going
Yeah.
on right now?
Yeah.
I'm like, Will Smith just punched Chris Rock in the face. I'm like, this can't be
Yeah,
real.
that was staged. People were saying.
Meanwhile, Grant says Chris Rock is subpar.
So that's what I said.
Okay.
His comedy is good, but Chappelle is like he makes him look subpar.
Listen.
With no Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock would be
I think Chris Rock's first special was like Bring the Pain or something like that.
Oh.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
His first special was absolutely amazing.
he's like up and down with his material.
Right.
But people like Bill
Burr?
Burr. Yeah, that's my dude.
Yeah, I love Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle. There's a few others that get me. Well, I gotta go old school. George Carlin, of course.
George is my
Lenny
favorite
Bruce,
of all
Richard
time.
Pryor. Eddie.
George is at the basis of every single thought that I have.
Yeah.
Scott
Yeah.
Weeks said Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yeah, Eddie
I mean, that was a
Murphy
great
Raw.
special, but Eddie Murphy
Hamana. Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of fell off of the comedy. But he didn't need to. He was crushing it with
Well,
Disney and everything
he
else.
plans on doing another thing. That's why he's had signed that also with Netflix.
Right.
He's gonna end all this movie shit he's doing
Okay.
with his stand up.
Good. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I read a few months back. He was trying it out in these backwood fucking
Right.
comedy, exclusive. Jump in and Eddie Murphy's on the fucking stage. You're like, holy shit.
Eddie Murphy owns life. He can do whatever he wants
Yeah,
to do at
he
this
definitely
point.
can. And we're gonna
even
do
if
what the
it's-
fuck we want too.
Right. And even if it's bad, people are still going to like it. Because it's Eddie Murphy. How can you not like it?
Yeah.
Except, name a horrible movie he put out. Like an absolutely horrible.
I like everything Eddie does, but he's had some Pluto Nash,
Oh, there you
Beverly
go.
Hills Cop 3.
Yeah, but
That was really bad
I'd
because
still take that.
his jacket got bigger in that third movie. he went from
Some
a
more
tight
panels
ass
in it?
medium. No, he went from a tight ass medium Detroit Lions. He had a Detroit Lions football jacket, and it got real big in 3.
Norbert was it? Yeah, Scott.
Norbert was because I got tiny and told me like that.
So Amy said Eddie Murphy is in the new History of the World 2, and if you know what that is, Mel Brooks a long time ago put
Yeah.
out History of the World.
We have 15 10 commandments.
So that's coming out. I don't know what streaming service that's going to be
Yeah.
on, but check that out. I'll check it out.
And don't
We'll
forget,
check it out together.
We'll check it out together, and we're getting our rules down for the second annual singing contest.
Yes.
We're gonna pan out all that the details and shit.
Trust me, when we know, you'll know. But just know it's coming.
It's coming.
Gonna happen again. Second annual. I think we called it talent competition, but it's singing contest.
Oh yeah, and yeah.
We're gonna get to that, producer.
Yeah.
Our new producer is so
Yeah,
demanding of
she
us.
is shit.
So demanding of us.
Yeah, damn.
That's Kelly, by the way.
Yes.
Kelly, the unseen producer.
Yes.
Unless you saw her first episode where she was trying to turn the camera off
Yeah.
and didn't do it right
it was-
at the end of the show. You see
So-
a spot of her.
We kept it in there. We wanted it in.
No, it's got to be in there. This is public broadcast television, folks.
Yeah, so we're taking next week off, and
Yes,
we'll be
next
back
week's off.
with
March 15th,
That's right.
be here with us, 7:30.
We'll put up posts
Usual
about
Wednesday.
the topics,
Yes.
and you might even get a couple entries for the singing competition from who knows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I know you know some people.
Tony Bag of Donuts, man.
Tony Bag of Donuts.
He didn't win, so he's dying.
Haven't seen Tex in a long time either.
Texas Mellow, man. He's red pistachio nuts. He found the last bag, and
And I don't remember who your other friend was.
that's Neville.
Oh, Neville, right? Neville.
Yeah. He lives by the beach. But yeah, we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Grant. We love you too.
Yes,
And everyone out there.
yes.
We love
And if
all
you
of
watch
us together at the
now
same
or
time.
later, please hit that like button and that share button. and
Yes,
help us out.
absolutely. And if you haven't yet, please go to our YouTube page,
Yes.
Neptune Straight Talk on YouTube, and subscribe. Just click a button. That's all we need
Neptune
to do.
Straight Talk and hit subscribe. We got 4 videos plus this one to load, and we will be doing that in the next.
Yeah, we're
couple
gonna put the
days.
new content up.
So check them out. Hit the like button.
That's
hit
it.
the share button.
That's it.
We'll see you next
2 weeks,
from now.
March 15th.
All right, peace out, everybody.